Hi everyone, welcome back to Gluten Free Habit. Today I'm going to show you how to make these super flavorful gluten-free chicken nuggets. I want to give a big thanks to everyone who's subscribed already, and if you haven't yet, I hope you'll take a second to do that. Chicken nuggets aren't hard to make gluten-free, but for me, it's all about the flavor. These chicken nuggets have restaurant flavor without the price tag. They're great for dinner, but also perfect as an appetizer for a party or snacks on game day. But these disappear fast, so whatever you make them for, make lots. You can find the full recipe down below in the description box, and as always, make sure your ingredients are gluten-free. And here's what you'll need. White rice flour, tapioca flour, paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, salt, black pepper, eggs, a little milk, and some boneless, skinless chicken breasts. You'll also need a large Ziploc bag, some oil for frying, and something to fry the chicken in. Let's start by getting a few things ready. Put your chicken into the freezer so it will firm up just a little bit. Get out a large plate and put some paper towels on it for the cooked chicken nuggets. And set out a large frying pan and pour in about a ½ inch of oil. Now set out 2 large bowls and a large Ziploc bag. Alright, let's get started. Let's begin by filling our Ziploc bag with our first coating of flour and seasoning. Add in your white rice flour, tapioca flour, garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, and salt. Now zip it up and shake to combine all the seasonings. And then set it aside. Now let's get the second coating ready. In one of your large bowls, mix together your white rice flour, tapioca flour, garlic powder, onion powder, salt, and black pepper. Now stir that all together. And the measurements for exactly how much goes into the Ziploc and how much goes into the bowl is in my recipe down below. In your second bowl, crack 3 eggs, and add in a couple tablespoons of milk. Now whisk that together. This is the mixture that we'll dip the chicken into between the flour coatings. Set that aside and get your chicken out of the freezer. Now trim your chicken and cut it up into nugget-sized pieces. And if you're in the mood, you definitely can do chicken strips if that's what you prefer. I asked you to put the chicken in the freezer because when you cut it up, it's always easier when it's slightly firm. Try to make the chicken nuggets similar in size as much as possible so that they'll cook evenly. Okay, wash your hands really well and get ready to coat the chicken. Remember, when handling chicken, you want to be washing your hands frequently to avoid contamination. Now take the chicken and dump all of it into your large Ziploc bag and zip it shut. If you don't happen to have a Ziploc bag, you can do this step in a bowl. I just do it this way because it's so quick and easy. But don't try to do your second coating this way because after dipping into the egg mixture, it gets pretty messy. It just works better to do the second coating in a bowl. Now shake it up thoroughly and make sure all the chicken is well coated. One of the great things about chicken nuggets is any of the leftovers can be frozen. Then you have a quick and easy meal just waiting for you. I'll put the directions for how to freeze and reheat these down below in the description box. And that's your first coating, super easy. Okay, it's time to dip your chicken. Your hands will get pretty messy when you're dipping the chicken, so just have a paper towel nearby. A few pieces at a time, dip your chicken into the egg wash and then into the flour bowl. I always like to use one hand for the egg mixture and the other for the flour mixture. That way I'm not transferring a lot of extra egg into the flour mix. And with this second coating of flour, really press it into the chicken so that it sticks. You'll notice I'm doing a flour-egg-flour combo instead of a flour-egg-breadcrumb combo. And if you like your chicken nuggets crispier, you definitely can use breadcrumbs for that last coating. Just use some gluten-free breadcrumbs that you can find at most stores now. But I've made these both ways, and I really like the way they turn out with the double flour coating. And now just continue to dip and coat all the pieces. Once they're coated, just place them onto a separate plate. This recipe will make a nice full plate of chicken nuggets, about 35 more or less, just depending on how big or small you make your chicken nuggets. All right, let's start cooking. When all the chicken's been coated, you want to heat up your oil. I heat my stove at a little less than medium temperature. Now to test the oil, dip a chicken piece in a tiny bit and see if you see that little sizzle. And as long as you do, you can load up the pan. Usually I'll do 3 rounds just to get all of them cooked. Now as far as timing, it will depend on how thick your chicken nugget pieces are. These will take about 6 minutes per side, but you'll have to decide your cooking time based on how thick your chicken pieces are. These chicken nuggets are nice and moist and tender on the inside, but you want them to be slightly crispy on the outside. To make sure they are, just make sure that your oil is nice and bubbly. Any less, then you'll have soggy chicken nuggets. So if you'd rather not fry your chicken, and if you want to make these a little bit healthier, you can definitely do them in the oven. The only change you would have to do is coat them with breadcrumbs for that final coating instead of the flour. And if you decide to do that, just make sure that your breadcrumbs are really fine. Sometimes the gluten-free ones that I buy are a little bit larger than I want for chicken nuggets, so I put them in a Ziploc bag and I roll them out with a rolling pin to make them really fine, and then that works perfectly. And I'll put directions for oven baking these down below in the description box. When they're fully cooked, nice and golden on the outside and no pink left on the inside, remove them from the oil and put them on your prepared plate. The coating will be a little bit soft as you remove them from the pan, but they'll firm up just fine as they sit on the paper towel. Just handle them carefully as you're removing them. See how delicious these look? And they smell amazing. And there you go, those super flavorful gluten-free chicken nuggets. Now transfer them over to a serving dish and set out your favorite gluten-free dipping sauce, like honey mustard, ranch, or my personal favorite, barbecue. Or if this is for a group of people, you may want to set out a few different flavors. If you found this video helpful, please do me a favor and click the thumbs up button down below. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next gluten-free habit recipe. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you next time.